amazes me like how all the people that came through Directors Actors Gym, the people that I've known outside of that, how everybody we're all in the same circle.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't come to the gym, oh, I'm coming by, I heard about it.
Right.
Yeah, my friend, another actor told me about it, can't make it, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And turn around and we're all still working together in some form or fashion.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because there was someone working on a film the other day, and I remember two of the actors from the Actors Gym, and I was able to say, you know what? I remember his acting, and then he's now in an independent film that is in the Newark International Film Festival. And I haven't seen this man in years, but I follow people and I see what you're doing. And I watch, and that's what you want. You want people to remember what you've done so they know. Because who wants to audition all the time? Okay, you know what I'm saying? You want to just be like, Eric, come me.
Come to set.
Lock that in, right? And that's what I did because it's the strength off of the word. And that's why bringing us to Brooklyn, word is bond, right? Right, so I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you are here. But here in Brooklyn, when was the last time you've been in Brooklyn?
Last time I've been in Brooklyn, probably was a couple months ago. I was at another restaurant. Yes, sir.
You can.
CoCoa.
Okay.
I was at CoCoa celebrating a friend's birthday party. Well, their birthday.
When did you know that you wanted to be an actor, and like how was that journey for you?
Okay, I've known when I wanted to be an actor. I used to manage 3 musical acts. But the thing about it was they weren't putting in the work because they had that mind frame where it was like, yo, hook me up with this, hook me up with that. But it's like you're not doing the work. You're hanging out, you're smoking, girls, but you're not putting in the work for me to say, okay, I got these guys. So I just let that go and said, why am I managing other people's careers when it's better as well? So I took a step back because I started when I was young. I was in the arts. You know, I used to play the xylophone. Also, I played in the center.
Okay.
When I was younger, ex-girlfriend at the time, she was working at an advertising agency, and they were producing. Well, I guess they probably coupled the budget for this guy's film, Half Plenty.
Oh,
so I did background on that, and I was a guy who was like right behind him.
So you see yourself?
I could see myself. And
your ear?
You know?
You see your ear?
I see all this.
We're gonna look that up. Half plenty.
You know, and I was coming out the movie theater, and this kid was like, "That was you."
No.
And it didn't dawn on me what he was talking about. I was like, "No, I'm not your daddy. Wasn't me.
Right.
You know, I'm the daddy. You know, it wasn't me." He said, "No, I saw you on the screen. I saw you on the screen." So that's when it clicked. You know, when it was like I felt kind of like that justified or gave me the inspiration to say, man, let me jump back on this thing that I used to do when I was a kid. You know, because when you're young, it's totally different. It's like you're doing it fun.
Okay.
You know, as like activity.
So,
which you should still be doing even as an adult.
Agreed.
You know, you're supposed to have fun and you're supposed to find your 5-year-old self when you're playing these characters. And it's all about play. So I said, well, let me jump back and do this thing. Because also I went back to my home base, which was HB Studio downtown Main Street.
Okay.
So that's where I went back.
That's what I was about to ask you.
And when I went back to go pick up on my craft, Carol Roosevelt was one of my instructors. Arthur French was one of my instructors there. And it's a place I always go back to, so I can like just get it refreshed.
Okay.
You know, and just find out maybe some things where I missed the art and feed my creative soul.
Does that studio still exist? Because you know how some start and then they're gone.
No, they're still there.
Okay.
That school's still there, and you know, with the whole millennial, social media aspect. When I went back, that's when they were starting to jump on board with the whole internet, social media aspect as far as letting people know who they are. And it was a good experience because during that time, when, backstage, when they started doing advertising, I was like the first face people saw.
In the paper.
In the paper.
You have that?
Yes, I don't have a phone.
No, but you still have it.
Yeah, that's what.
that.
Yeah, it says you are an actor. I said yes, I am.
Whoa! it was their. Oh.
You know what I mean? So that kind of like solidifies like what you're actually doing.
Okay.
It's something great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have my little questions here for
Okay.
you. I don't want to like ask you too much, but what was your favorite role and your least favorite role?
As a creative head, as an artist, you have a right to pick the work. You have a right to feel the way you do about your work,
Right.
or the work that comes to you. Of course, you want meat and potatoes. I'm not complaining about the co-star stuff that I get. But my least favorite role probably was when I first pretty much started was I did background for a show. It was like February.
You have to pretend it was not February. That's what it was. I know.
It's like, oh, take off your coats. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's like 20 degrees outside.
I've done that too.
You gotta walk around the street like it's spring.
Did you see yourself on the screen?
Wasn't even on the screen.
Froze to death.
Even if I was I was that guy that was like wanted to pass the camera real quick.
Crossing.
Who's that? No, that wasn't me. Freeze. I'm blurry. So who's the
It was for that check.
But that was like one of my least favorite things. We're doing background, but that's where it starts from. That's where it starts from. It's the grind, and you can't knock it. You can't say no to it because you never know who you're gonna be on set.
Okay.
You never know what can happen during that opportunity. And if you're in this, then you shouldn't complain because part of being successful is staying at it. Not jumping in something and then jumping out. Because
You'll never know.
Somebody else could have been in that slot. But now, I know that I catapult myself to do a lot more now because I put in the work. Most favorite role that I could say to date was when I was on Blind Spot. I went in an audition. It was something totally different than what I expected. I didn't expect all that. So I go in, Blind Spot, Big Reveal, episode 410. And I tell this guy who I'm working with, I'm like, listen to this recording. And then, he tells me, blah, 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 go get him, whatever. So I did that a couple times. It's like, great. So, when they tell you great, you're like, okay, just let my phone ring and let me know if I booked the job.
Right.
Stop saying great. Every room I go in, I'm great.
Right.
I'm so great.
Right.
Hook a brother up.
Right.
I'm going to work.
Agreed.
So I get the call that I booked the job. Get to set and find out that I'm not only, doing the actual audition scene that I've done, but I got some gunplay, the magnums, and doing stuff. I was like, really?
Did you get paid more for that?
Yeah. I had a table read with that too.
Whoa.
This was a directorial debut. Joy T. Lane, a sister. Who, and she's working on doing some other stuff. So thank you, Joy. So it was a blessing that I was there having this, a larger opportunity working with a director who this was her first gig. Because she worked for Blind Spot as a script supervisor, and they gave her the opportunity, and now she's flying. And kind of with how she had. Pretty much how she started, it kind of like inspired me. Like, oh, you're doing all this, you're doing all that, and she went to LA, she's doing this, and keep in touch. You have to. You should keep in touch with people.
Right.
But that was a great opportunity, and it kind of like inspired me to like keep pushing, you're going in the right direction.
Right.
Because I didn't. You're only as great as your last project, so it's like, okay, you did this, now what else you do?
Right, because you can't keep saying, I did this and that was 10 years ago.
You know what I mean? So it's like, so what are you doing now? So with that, I've been inspired, co-writing on a feature film with a guy by the name John Aronson. We're working on we're writing a feature film, and also I'm going to be co-directing it.
Okay.
So
Word.
I'm trying to get the credits as they come
in
in many different forms and fashions in this industry.
And staying active in, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people, they're just, not even just people, but actors are waiting.
Yeah.
Who are you waiting for?
Yeah.
If you want someone, okay, knock. But if not, create.
Yeah.
You know, I see that all the time, so I commend that. That's people sit and wait. Why are you waiting?
Because agents and managers, I could say it like this, and this would be like one of the 5 things that'll make it a plus.
Okay.
Agents and managers are not looking for you just to be talented anymore.
Right.
They want to know, okay, what else do you do?
Right.
You know, it doesn't have to be, I'm on social media and I do podcasts and I'm branding items that I normally use at home. You know, they want to know, like, you know, are you writing? Are you directing? Are you producing? You know, anything else that you do in the industry that's going to catapult the brand of who you are.
You have management?
Yeah.
Who's your manager?
Annette Alvarez from Multi-Ethnic Talent. You know, but she's definitely trying to she's kicking open doors.
Okay.
She's kicking doors open.
How long has she been managing?
I believe, I'm going to say she's been like a good 25 years. Yeah, and she has a legal background.
Okay.
You know, and she has a partner with her also. So yeah, she's definitely one to be sought out.
So, besides your acting career, do you find anything that you're passionate about that could coincide together, or you know, even if it's something that when you're not acting, this is what I'm passionate about?
Well, for me, it's like I'm always trying to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
I like to create things. So, like, even when I'm home and, you know, I say, well, I'm going to put up a shelf, I'm going to build a shelf. You know, even if it's something I put on the wall with some art and some books, it's like how I want to stack it, you know, where do I want to put this particular picture.
Right.
You know, I watch other people and watch their work and get inspired and go to museums. I love going to museums and seeing art. Other than just going to movies. But I like to go out and see other people do other things to help, you know, inspire and keep me creative.
Have you gone through anything like that's been challenging, or anything that's, for lack of a better word, messed with your mental?
The political system that's in place, as we know, is not one of the greatest that I've seen. You know, the water in Flint. You know, we got issues with water in Brooklyn.
Right.
You know, in Newark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like every urban community, you know, they need help.
Right.
We need help.
Do you volunteer?
Hmm?
Do you volunteer?
Yeah, I do. I volunteer in Newark most of the time now because that's where I'm stationed. I work with youngsters in the Bronx. Down, matter of fact, near Arlington Avenue in the White Plains.
Okay.
Yeah, it's community centers down over there. And also I have a friend of mine who I'm also going to be assisting doing some projects with some youngsters in the Bronx. It's helping them with dance projects. Yeah, I don't know if I can dance. I tried. Afro-fusion, I couldn't even keep up.
What's your number one?
Okay, consistency.
Okay.
I think it's something that's key. Being consistent in what you do. You can never fail. There's no failure if you stay consistent and stay faithful to what you do. That's the whole thing about understanding, like you said, like stay the course of what you do, because the success is always going to be there. I have this hashtag where I say success in doses. There's little small things that you get,
Right.
even if the audition, even if it's meeting a producer, a director, you know, another fellow artist, and you're working together, that's a success story.
Right. Agreed.
You know, and you need to mount on top of that everything that you do to make it something that's even greater than yourself.
Right.
You know, so consistency is definitely a key in life.
Right.
Live. Life is all about living. You can't create unless you go out and experience new things, or even some of the old things and work on those. is short. It could be short. As we all know, life could be short. So go out there and live these experiences to help your artists or your creative talent. I think when you do that, you get to where you need to be. And also, you can't wait on your phone to ring and get emails and texts.
You will be waiting.
You gotta live your life. Just go with it.
Right.
Don't even think about it, because when you least expect it, that's when the phone's gonna ring. That's when you're gonna get the email. That's when that job's gonna come.
Right.
Network. Network and work with other like-minded people like yourself. Because no man is an island to itself.
Right.
In order for you to be successful, it takes a team. In order for you to get the work, it takes people. You can't go out here saying, well, you know, the right, well, you could say, you know, the right people will come to me.
Right.
It's right time.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I can't do this right now because you know I'm not in the space where I need to be. You know, I understand that and I understand the vibe of all that. But you got to go out there and try to meet the right people so the right people come to you. And it's all about it's all about how your spirit is yourself. You're gonna attract who you are.
Right. Agreed.
You know, if you're gonna be negative, you're gonna get a whole bunch of negative people around you. And that's gonna get done. You be positive, the right people will come. Blinders. Focus and grind on your craft. Don't worry about what that man's doing, this woman's doing. It's great and all, big them up, but keep it moving. Because you gotta focus on what you're doing. If you're too busy looking at what they're doing, what do you do?
Right.
Watching them.
Right. Well, they're moving.
You know what I mean? You're seeing how they move. Your moves got to be a little different. It can't be a copycat. We don't need to see the same thing. Blinders on, so you can continue working on your thing.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's something that's important. It's just, again, just in life, just like I said with the whole political system. If you get all engaged in that,
Right. It's all negative.
it's not going to help you.
Nope.
Because, you know, yeah, we know that exists. I know that exists down in DC, but I'm not going to even put my energy into that because it's going to be out of that.
Right, right. Thank God.
And the fifth and final, I think 5 things that an artist or a person should know is be creative, create, because that's what this world needs. That's what this world needs. And I think that's what this generation brings, a lot of creativity. That's why people are doing things so creatively. There's like so much, it's like marketable, branding, you know, and they should stay at it. Be creative. Okay.
Because we want to know that this was your 5 things.
Now what do I just sound across the sheet?
However you like.
However I like.
However you like. As long as I create it after.